All right, so this is going to be our lecture number 41, and in this particular lecture we will be doing a problem which would add two decimal numbers. And in our previous videos, as you know, we are like continuing the number system series. So in the number system series we have covered till now conversion, any base to any base conversion, decimal to decimal, even decimal to octal or decimal to binary. Any type of conversion we have already covered. So if you are missing with these videos, then I would request you, then you should watch those videos first. And now coming to this one, like what we have to do from now onwards, we will be adding two numbers like decimal to decimal, decimal to binary, binary to octal, even any base to any base. And after that we will see subtraction and multiplication and division. Fine. So coming to the today's problem, what we have to do today, let us see now. Decimal to decimal addition. Fine, so we have to do this in, but this particular lecture. So this is going to be a very childhood problem because you already know how to add 2 plus 2, which is 4, how to add 12 plus 13, what is this, which is 25, I think. Yeah, 25. So we are going to apply this approach only, nothing else. So what I want to explain here is, can you guess, or can you remind, how do we add these two numbers 1 2 3 2 4 6 into your copy and pen? Fine. So how do we add it? Like we take this digit and we used to take this digit and we add up these two digits, and if there is any carry after adding these, then we used to take another, we used to take carry inside any variable, or let's say we used to write here, let's say 1 is carry, and we would write here is what is the unit digit, let's say. So 6 and 3 is 9, we do not have any carry, and 4 plus 2 is 6, 2 plus 1 is 3. So in this case we do not have any carry, and let's say we are having 127, 129. Fine. So if you add these two numbers, then how do we add these? 7 plus 9, 16. So we got 16, and what would we write here? We would write 6 here, which is the unit place of this one. This is the result for adding these two numbers, not all these two numbers, only adding up to these two digits, last two digits. Fine. So we would write 6 here, and we would take 1 as the carry, and when we will adding these two numbers, the next one, then we would include the carry in these numbers. So 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 1 5, 1 plus 1 is 2. So we would get this result. So here why I am explaining is like a childhood addition. The simple, I would say here that we are going to use this same approach. Of course we are having an approach like we can directly add 1 plus 1 2 3 plus 56. In any programming language we can apply this particular operator, and we would get the result. But here the spirit of question is, we have to add uh, let's say we have to add these two numbers using our the logic which we are going to use today. Or let's say we used to have two binary number, let's say 110 0010, then you cannot apply this plus operator directly. Of course you can convert them and then you can apply. But what if you have to add these numbers in the form of binary only, you do not have to convert these numbers, then you must have to apply this logic what I am going to explain here now. So that's why I want to mention here one thing, that of course you can do this particular approach by directly applying the addition method, but why applying the approach which we have to do, like which we used to do in our copy pen in our school life also, even in the childhood. So we would be applying the same approach. Fine. So let us see now. So the approach which I am going to discuss here is, the same approach would be applicable to any kind of addition. of course with some minor changes, but you can use this approach in any kind of addition, like octal to octal, binary to binary. You can use any kind of, I mean, any kind of addition with this approach. So let us say problem starts from here. Let us see you are given two numbers. A is equal to 1 2 3, B is 79. I'm intentionally taking this, I mean the second number of 2 digits, and I have intentionally taken the first number with 3 digits. Let's see. So what we would do, we will apply the same logic. We would write 1 2 3 and 7 9. Fine. So what we will do, we will take the last digit of first number and we will take the last digit of second number. Then we would add these two numbers, and if the, I would say, the result of adding these two numbers are greater than the 10. So I want to mention here one more thing also, why I'm comparing that this number is, I mean the result of these two numbers are greater than 10, because we are adding decimal to decimal. So the base for decimal is 10. Let's say in the next video, if I have to add two octal numbers, let's say 1 2 3 5 6, then here is 3 and 6 9. So we cannot write 9 here. Why? Because 9 is greater than 8, which is the base for octal. So every time whenever we will be doing the addition, we have to take care of the base. We do not have to compare with 10, I mean again and again in each case. We just have to compare this with base. What is the base for octal? So if 8 is, I mean greater than 9, then we would take or what we can do, we can divide, I mean subtract the base from the result, so that we can get 1 here. Instead of 9, we would write 1 here and we would take carry here, and that carry we would apply here while adding the second last two digits. Fine. So we will use this trick here also. So if 9 and 9 plus 3 is 12, so we will compare this whether this is greater than 10. Yes, it is greater than 10. Then we would subtract 10 from this, 12 minus 10, which is 2. Fine. So we would write 2 here. Fine. And we would take carry 1. Fine. Because uh, if you see from childhood math, we used to write 2 here and we used to take 1 carry. So I am applying the same logic, but using this particular approach, we would take, subtract the base from the result, and then we will write the unit digit of the result, and we would take the 1 as the carry. Fine. So coming to the these two digits, now we are done with these two digits. We have to worry about these two digits now. So 7 plus 2 is 9. 9 plus 1, we have carry also from the previous result. So we would add carry here also. So 7 plus 2 9, 9 plus 1 is 10. So if we will check here again, if 10, which is our result of the addition of these two digits, is greater than or equal to the base, which is the decimal base, then what we would do, so this is, satisfying the condition, this is greater than or equal to, because this is, equal to, then what we would do, we would subtract the base from the result, then we would get zeros, and then we will write here as 0, and we would take carry 1 again here. Fine. So the last two digits are done. Coming to the, first digit. So here we do not have any digit. So what we would do, if either of this place or of this place we do not have any digit, then we would simply add 0 here. So we can write 0 here also. So 1 plus 0 is 1 plus the carry, which is having from the last result. So 1 plus 1, which is the carry, is 2. So if you add 1 2 3 79, then you would get 202 as the result. Fine. So this is the logic then that we are going to use. So I would dry run it also. Let me write the code, because I think we are done. Nothing much here. We are just using the basic math to adding the two decimal numbers. So this is the code from previous video. I'm going to hide this now. Fine. So here what I am doing is, let me remove this also, and we will be making this method as decimal addition. Fine. And here what we are doing, we would take numbers from the user, let's say A and B, and we would call this method decimal addition, because we are solving the number system problems with the help of methods or functions. We used to call methods to the function in Java. So here we will pass A comma B, and we would store the result as addition, and simply we would print the addition result. Fine. So till now I don't think we have any error, like we have not done anything yet. And even you could skip this part also, because I have not done any code here. Just I'm structurizing the code so that you should be able to clearly visualize this. Fine. So here let's say I am declaring a variable int result, and I'm simply returning this particular variable. So now what we have to do, we have to add these two numbers. Look at here. Till when we are dividing these two till when we are adding these two numbers, let us say 1 2 3 79. So either this numbers become 0 or this number becomes 0, because if we look at here, so how do we add this? Firstly, we would take the remainder of this digit by 10, then we will get this digit, then we'll get this digit, then we will get this digit. So while taking the remainders of these two numbers, if any of these numbers are become 0, let us say either this numbers become 0 or this numbers become 0, or carry, which is our variable. If all of these three numbers become 0, then we would stop. Otherwise, if any of these numbers remains greater than 0, then we will applying the same iteration. Why? Because if we do not have any, let's say here we do not have any number, so we would, like here we were having numbers also. Fine. And let us say we were having 1 to 9 and 9 to 0. Let us say whatever we are having, and here we were having carry. So 9 and 1 10, and plus this one, so we would get 1 here. And now we do not have any numbers here. We are done with these two numbers. But if you look at here, we are having carry also. So we have to execute this till carry, for carry also. So we would execute our loop till each of these three numbers becomes 0. If any of these numbers remains greater than 0, then we would apply the same iteration. So let us see now what is the iteration. So we will add these two numbers till a is greater than 0 or b is greater than 0, sorry, or carry. I have not declared this variable till now, is greater than 0. So I am declaring a variable carry with 0 initial value. Fine. So nothing else, nothing much we have done till now. Now what we have to do, we have to take the remainders of a and b and we have to add them. So how do we take remainders? A remainder 10. Fine. So this is the remainder for first number plus b remainder 10. So this is the remainder for second number plus the carry which we are having from previous result. So initially we would not having any carry, so it will simply add 0 to this, and we would take the result into a sum variable. Fine. So till now, if you see here what we have done, let us say we were having 1 2 3 and 5 9. So what we have done, we have picked up this digit and we have picked up this digit, and initially we were having carry as 0. So what we have done, we have taken this plus carry. So 3 plus 9 plus 0 is equal to 12. So till now our sum variable is containing 12 value. Fine. So let us write some more code. So now what we have to do, we have to check whether this number is greater than or equal to our base. So in this case, what is the base? Base is 10 because we are adding two decimal numbers. So we would check if sum is greater or equal to 10. Then what we have to do, so if you see here, we are having 12, which is greater or equal to 10. So what we would do, we would take this digit, the last one, and we would take 1 as the carry. Fine. So firstly we would write as sum would be the last digit, which is okay, sum minus base. So what would, base is 10 here, so I would write rather than 10 here. So sum is 12, 12 minus 10 is 2, so sum now will contain 2. And after doing this, we used to, like, we have to update the value of carry also as 1. Else, let us say if number was less or equal to, less than the base, then we have to initialize the carry as 0. Fine. So now what we have to do, we just have to add the result into our result variable. So now we are done with this. So we are, and also what we have to do, so let us say if you look at here, so here what we are doing, let us say 1 2 3 and 4 9. So after adding these two digits, we have to reduce these numbers also to 12 and 4 because we have add up these two digits. So now we will consider these two numbers. So we would divide 1 2 3 by 10, so it would give us 12, and we would divide 44 by 10 also, so it would give us 4. So I think that was not visible to you. So here what I have done is, you can see here, we would divide 1 2 3 with 10, then we would get 12. Similarly, we would divide 44 by 10, then we would get 4. So this is done, I think. Now in the end, what we have to do, we have to divide a by 10 and b by 10. So we are done here. We are having very slight mistake here, if you can observe. So let us say till now what we are going to get as the output. Let me increase the size for this. Fine. So I am going to run it. I know we are not going to get the exact output. Let us see why. Yeah, we have only one mistake, nothing else except that. So I am entering 1 2 3 and 49. So you can say, you can see it is giving us 10, which is not the correct one. So let me explain why it is not giving the correct result. So here what we are doing, we are writing 1 2 3 and 4 9. So we have picked up this digit. So 9 plus 3 is 12. So we took 2 in some variable. Let us say our sum is initially 0. Now it is 2, and carry is 1. Carry is 1. Fine. Now again it would, it would exclude these two digits. Now it would add this 2. So 4 plus 2 is 6. Fine. So 6 is less or equal to 10, then it would come here. So what it would do, now our sum was 2, and 4 plus 2 is, yes, our sum was 2. Now our sum is 6, and our result was 2 previously. Fine. So sum is 6 now. So what it would do, the result which is 6 is less or equal to 10, then it would firstly update the carry as 0, and it would add 6 into result. So what was the result for us? 2. Now we would add 6 here, we would get 8, and it would divide, I mean, a by 10, b by 10. So now we would get 1 and 0 here. So now what sum will contain now? 1 plus 0 plus carry, which was 0. Fine. So 1 plus 0 plus 1 would give you 2. So 2 is also less or equal to less with a base which is 10. So it would add 2 again with the result plus 2. Now we would get 10. Fine. So carry is also 0. Now these numbers becomes also 0. So we would exit from this loop and we would add here. I mean come here, then we would return this simply the result variable which is 10. So if you directly add here, then we are not having 10. So a 2, 4 plus 6 is 7 and 1. So we should get 172 as the result. So why it is not giving the expected output? So if you have, I mean, if you have watched my previous videos, then, I mean, you should not be having any confusion. Let me explain here also. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. So 2 and 1 as the carry. So this is for first iteration. We are done with these two. 2 plus 4, which is 6, plus this. Fine. So we have not, I think, okay. So forget that part. So 2 plus 4 is 6 plus 1, which is carry. So now it would become 7. Fine. Okay. So in the, I mean, the last, I would say the dry run which I have done earlier, we have done a mistake. So what it would done 4 to 9, 1 2 3. So I have done, I have shown you 2 and the result would be 2. So in this iteration we used to have carry also, carry as 1. So when we will add these two, then 4 plus 2 is 6 plus this, then we would get 7 as the result. So we would get 7, I mean we would add 7 here. Fine. So in the last we are getting 1. So in this particular, I mean, iteration we used to have carry as 0. Fine. So 1 plus 0 is 0 plus 1. So I mean, after solving the question with this approach, we are also getting 10. So we have done a slight mistake, but you understand the logic. Why I just wanted to explain you. Fine. So coming to this, I mean 3 plus 9 is 12. We would write 2 here and carry would be 1. So 4 plus 2 is 6 plus 1, what is, I mean, which is the carry. So it is 7. So now we do not have to add 7 directly to this. Instead of this, what we have to do, we have to multiply 7 with 10 plus the previous result, which is 2. Okay, so it is not visible. So what we have to do, 7 into 10 plus 2. Why? Because if we look at here, we have to write 7 here. So in the result we were having 2. If we directly add 7 here, then we will get 9. If we have to get 72, then what we have to do, we have to multiply this number with 10 and add the previous result. Then only we would get 72. So in each iteration we will, I mean, multiply the result which we are which we are getting in the sum variable. Then we would add the previous result, so that our output should be clearly aligned and it should be it should be in the reverse order, so that we can, I mean, get the actual answer in the correct order. So if you are confused with this particular approach, then I would suggest you please reiterate this video also. Fine. So what we have to do, we have to take a power variable, and in each time we have to increase the power also, which we have done in our previous videos. So that's why I was recommending that if you are having any confusion with that, then you should watch my previous video. Fine. So sum into power, and in each iteration we would multiply power with 10. Fine. So let us see now whether we are going to get the result. We are done with our program. We just have to run this. Let's see whether we are going to get the correct output. I hope we should be able to get the correct output, but let us see. So we have entered previously 123 plus 49. So now you can see, now it is giving us the correct result. So why it is giving us the correct result, let me explain here also. Let us say we were having a is equal to 123, b is equal to 49. We have to add these two numbers. So here what we are doing, a is greater than 0, b is greater than 0, k is k is 0. So if any of these condition is true, then it would enter in the loop. So we are taking the remainder of a, which is 3 and 9 of b plus carry. So and I'm initializing also, result is initially 0 and carry is initially 0. Fine. So in the sum variable we would get 12. Fine. But as you can see 12 is greater than 10, then we would subtract the result with 10, then we would get 2. So 1 is the carry, now carry is 1. So we would add, and initially the power is also 0. Sorry, power is also 1. Fine. So power is 1, sum is 2 and carry is 1. So 1 into 2 plus 0, because initially the result was 0, you would get 2. Fine. So now these numbers are reducing and power is now 10, because 1 into 10 is 10. We are multiplying power with 10 each time. So now these two digits are removed. Now we have to add these two digits. 4 plus 2, you can see the remainder of 12 plus 10 is 2, and the remainder of 4 with 10 is 4. So 4 plus 2 is 6 plus carry, which is 1 previously. Now 6. So 6 is less with base. So why? You can see here 6 is less with base, which is 10. So we would enter in this condition, we would update the carry as 0 and we would multiply the sum, which is 6 with so the result of these two is 6 and plus 1, which is carry. So it would get as 7. So 7 into 10, because the power is 10 now, 7 into 10 is 70. 70 plus the previous result, which is 2. So 70 plus 2 is now 72. And a is now 1 and b is 0, because we do not have anything. So 1 plus 0 plus 0. Why? Because 0 carry is 0 now. So 1 plus 0 is 0. So 1 is less than the base. So we would simply multiply the, and in the previous iteration we would have power as 100, because we have multiplied 10 with 10 again. So power is now 100. So our sum is also 1. So 1 into 100 is 100 plus the previous result, which is 72. You can see here. Now we would get 172. Fine. So we would assign the 172 inside the result variable. So 172. Now carry is also 0. Power is now 1000, because we have multiplied 100 into 10. Now a is 0 and b is 0. Also carry is 0. So when it will come here, it will check either a is greater than 0, b is greater than 0. No, carry is also not greater than 0. So it would end the loop and it will just return the result, which is 172. So you are getting 172 as the result. So I hope you are able to visualize and understand this particular logic which I have just explained to you. I know it was a bit tricky and a bit complex also, but if you have watched my previous videos, then I don't think that you should find any difficulty in this. Still you are finding any difficulty in this, then I would suggest you, then you should watch my previous videos. And so that's it for this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you.